Well, hello everybody. Come on in. Say hello. Let me know that you're here. Hello, hello, hello. Just waiting for my connection to happen. Don't know what's going on. Welcome everybody. How are we all this morning? It is Breakfast with Beck time. It is the 13th of June. We are halfway through the year. My goodness. Time flies when you're having fun. Let me know if you're joining me this morning. Say g'day in the comments. We always love to have new viewers or viewers of all descriptions come and join us while we do a bit of crafting chaos. So I'm just going to give it a minute or two. Let me know if you are joining me and I'm live. Currently see nobody happening, so I don't know if I'm in the right spot or not. So let me know in the comments if we are live. Let me introduce myself. My name is Beck Hall. I come live every Saturday morning and do this little segment I like to call Breakfast with Beck. Although this morning it's going to be Backtrack with Beck. And we've got a bit of something different to show you this morning. So I also go live on a Wednesday night at 8 o'clock for Wing It Wednesday. Although I didn't this week. I had a bit of a toothache. I had a filling in the top and a filling in the bottom, and half my face was numb from here across. I couldn't even feel my nose. I'm like, is this right? Is my nose, should it feel like this? Couldn't even, feel it. It was So I'm recovering very well. Thank you, Maura. Thank you. But I got a bit more work to do. I got to have a crown on this side, so I'm not impressed. I'm a bit petrified of the dentist as I sit in the chair like this, praying to the gods that everything's going to be okay, but it's getting there slowly. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm just going to flip you down. I can see Maura's joining me. Good morning, Megan. How are we? Yes, feeling better this morning. I've got some things to proceed with out there in the craft room. We have a ceiling up finally in the new space that we created the other week. So I have a bit of painting and some cupboards, some flat pack cupboards to put together today. So going to be extremely busy this afternoon painting and making it all look nice and pretty so that it doesn't look like bleh when you walk in and just bare plaster. All right, guys, I'm going to flip you down and we're going to get started. Like I said, it's a throwback today. We're going to use an old stamp set. So I gave my team a challenge this month or last month to use the oldest stamp set they own. Now, I couldn't tell you what the oldest stamp set I own is. The first thing I bought from Stamping Up was the stamp cleaner to clean all my stamps. I had a whole heap of stamps that were filthy and I needed to clean them all. So that was my very first purchase from Stamping Up. But I do have an old stamp set here that I want to take you back with. And I found a couple of kits that I thought, well, use what we've got. Hey, use what I've found. And I've been finding a lot of stuff while I've been cleaning up. So I'm going to flip you down and we'll get started. But this you could attach and use with anything that's current in the range as well. So let me flip you down and show you what I've got. So I have a very old one. I don't know if any of you still have this one. It's called Geometrical. It was just a very simple stamp set and it had a triangle punch that came with it. As I said, it was a very simple stamp. It's back in the old red rubber that doesn't really stick too well. So we'll see how we go with that one. But we're going to have a crack with that today. And then I found, as I said, 2 kits here that I've got. So I'm going to let you choose which kit you want me to work with, whether you want me to work with the blue one or the white one. So let me know in the comments what you want me to work with this morning and we will go from there. Good morning, Linda. How are you this morning? Hey, Julie. Hey, Evelyn. Thanks for joining me. Hey, Jacinta. Thanks for coming on. Hey, Cheryl. So let me know in the comments whether you want me to use the blue one or you want me to use the white one this morning. Megan, did you pick blue? Because you know that's not my favourite colour. Blue, white, or I could do both. Well, we could. But I do have a lot of stuff to do in the studio today, Megan. I can't be here all day with you. And you wouldn't want to sit and listen to me all day, that's for sure. So, what have we got? We've got 2 for blue and 2 for white. So we need a decider. We need someone to come on and decide what colour we're going to do. Blue, white, white, White it is. All right. Now, I don't know what this kit made. This was a kit that I've obviously used at some stage along the line, but we're going to use it completely different probably to how it was when we made it. But there's a lot of white cardstock in here. So we're just going to start by punching out a few different things. So I'm going to use that one there. And then I'm going to maybe use this here. Let's do some stamping. So we've got, it looks like Melon Mambo. I'd say that's an old mint macaroon colour and some crushed curry. So I'm just going to grab those ink pads. So we'll use some Melon Mambo, some crushed curry. Now I don't have mint macaroon, but you know what? Coastal Cabana is probably pretty similar to what we've got there. So we're going to use those colours there. Now these are the old stamps that don't stick. So in order for them to stick to my block, I need to remove that sticker. I don't know why the sticker, it doesn't stick to the blocks, but we need it to stick to our blocks. So, but this was way back. Does anybody have this stamp set? Let me know if you do have this stamp set. As I said, it is super old. So I'm just going to pick out 3 of the little triangle pieces here. Oh. I'm going to run out of blocks, believe it or not. And then we're just going to stamp a few of these solid stamps in this colour here. I'm just going to move all this out of the way because you know what? I'm going to end up putting ink on it. And my fingers are not the best at the moment. As you can see, I'm in the wars again. Gone back to work straight away. As soon as I'm working with the cardboard and everything, my fingers have all split. So, yeah, not a good thing. Alright, so we're just going to go along and I'm just going to stamp down a couple of these little triangles here. Oh, that one didn't stamp very well. Let's try that one again. There we go. And then I'm going to come back in and stamp them again. But this time I'm going to do different patterns in different colours. So we're going to do this one here. Like so. And then I'm going to do the spotty one in the yellow. And then we're going to do, oh, I've just done the pink in the, I've just done the pink in the same colour. Need to use cloves. I'm going to go this one here. There. And then I should have just gone along and done 1 in each colour. So I've got the 3 in that one there. What have we got? The yellow, so I need a pink one with the triangles. Pink one with the triangles. And then I think that one I didn't clean very well. So let's just clean that off and do another one of them. No, what am I missing? Tell me what am I missing? Oh, the yellow one in the stripes. Alright. Now the beauty about this is because it's all triangles, I probably can go like this and use it in the back half like that. There we go. Alright, so I'm just going to pop them aside. And then we're just going to go and punch all of those triangles out. Just to give us some triangles. Missed that one. Go like this. Now, you could easily make triangles on your, you know, cardstock or whatever. And you could just cut out triangles. You don't need the punch. But I'm tipping that if you're like me, some of you might have this punch already in your stash. So it's kind of a bit of a throwback Saturday today. So I've got a few of those there, and then I'm just going to go and punch a few triangles from this slot here. Actually, do I want to use that as a card background? I might use that actually. Let's punch some from this one here. I'm going to punch a few of these, like so. I don't know how many I need. I need a few. Oops. triangles flying everywhere. So what's everybody been up to during the week? I feel like I've missed out on all the goss because I didn't come on Wednesday. But I was really in no fit condition. So I'm just going to punch a whole bunch of these because I'm not sure how many I need. But anyway, and I'll pick up the one that I dropped on the floor. Oh. All right. Hey Leonie, how are you? Cloves. What would cloves do, Cheryl, for my thumbs? How would that help? How would cloves help? All right. So then I'm going to use this piece of paper here, and then I'm just going to grab some glue, and I'm just going to cover it all with glue, just randomly, like so. And then we're going to go and we're just going to stick down our triangles over the top of that piece there. And we're going to just pick them up randomly, leaving gaps in between each one. I'm not concerned about the glue in between because that's going to dry clear. But we're just going to go along and stick down our triangles. Gloves. Oh, gloves. You'll see what I've been up to next week. So, oh, that sounds like a mystery, Megan. Very mysterious. So I'm just going to go along and just continue. And you can do this, like I said, with any shape. That's a continuous shape that you can just leave a gap in between each one as you work your way along. So I might need to stamp some more triangles so that we get a bit more of a colour range happening. Let's see, what have I got here? Yellow. I need another. We'll go Coastal Cabana. Oh, I don't want the same one there though. I'm going to go yellow here. No, I don't. I'm going to go this pink one. Like that. And then I'm going to put this one down here. I'm probably going to need to stamp some more, I think. And I'm going to go here like this. So this piece of paper, I believe, is 7 centimetres across. Yes, 7 centimetres across by however long it is. It was just, like I said, it was just a random scrap piece that was in the kit. So, and as you see, it's just a matter of just keep repeating that pattern across the card here. And you'll see I've probably gone everywhere, really. Everywhere and anywhere. But just having those few pops of colour in there, it does make a difference. Alright, so we're going to go like this. So I can take it that I'm going to be covered in paint this afternoon because I've got to paint my ceiling, fill in all the holes because we've reused the plaster that I pulled off some of the walls, save a bit of money, and I've got to then put some flat packs together, but I might get Lukey to help me do that. Alright, so I need a few more triangles, so let's stamp a few more triangles on some of this white stuff we've got here. I don't mind that Coastal Cabana, that looks quite good. So we'll stamp one of each one. See, I got smarter. You get smarter as you work your way along. Do each colour again. And then we'll do a pink one. Go like this so that we're not wasting paper. Like that. And obviously with this stamp set you could, you know, stamp one of these like this as well instead of having all the different you know, triangle pieces, but I think I quite like it with all the different triangle pieces there. Alright, then we'll punch a few of those ones out. So what's the oldest stamp set that's in your collection at home? Have we got, does anybody know what their oldest one is? Can anybody tell me what their first purchase from Stampin' Up was? Go to Bunnings. Overalls. Yeah, I'm going to end up covered in paint, Maura. You can just see that happening, can't you? I do have pants that I use specifically for painting. They are my old trusty work pants that have already got paint all over them. So I just save them, put them at the back of the cupboard, and then anytime I do any painting. Because when we first moved into our house, half the skirting and architraves were still raw timber. They weren't even painted. So we had to then, you know, go along and paint all of that as well. So we've done a lot of work in the house here to, you know, make it look all pretty and whatnot. Not one room in our house is the same as when we moved in. We've changed everything up and done a lot of renovating. So quite good. But would I do it again? Probably not. It was a lot of work. A lot of work. And you'll see just here how, I'm going to have to put a bit more glue there. You'll see here how just adding those few pops of colour into each one of these with that, you know, the designer series paper just makes it a little bit more exciting than if we were just to have the designer series paper there. We'll go this one here. Pop that one there. Memory and more cards, real red eye. How, what to do with the owl stamp? It's on a branch. Oh, I remember that owl stamp. The name of this stamp set, Marianne, is called Geometrical. So you might be able to pick it up in a D-stash site or something like that. But I just think it's like super pretty. And it's one of those, I don't ever get rid of a punch. You guys know me, I'm a collector. And I do like to collect all the things, especially punches. Punches are probably one of my favourite things to have in my collection. And for those that know me and that have been to the studio, you know I have a big tower full of punches. So if it's got a punch, it doesn't part with me, essentially. Alright, so what I thought then was if we put that across here like that, there, grab our card base, fold that in half, and then put a nice fold in it. Alright, our designer series paper is too big for our card front, so we'll have to trim that down. So let's trim that one down, like so. I'm just going to go 14.4 by 10. Yep. Like that. And then I'm going to pop this one across there like that. Now I think we need to get some ribbon. Now I do have some, I literally just dragged this out of the cupboard because I saw something on, you know how when you look at stuff, Facebook. And because I'm super tall, for those that don't know, I'm 6 foot tall, so, and I have quite a long leg. So when I buy pants, I need a long inseam. So I literally grabbed a piece of ribbon out to measure my inseam to see how long I needed for my pants to be. So just an FYI, I've got an 86 centimetre inseam, so my legs are quite long. But I think I need to add a few more colours. So let me just go and check in my cupboard here for a couple more colours. So what have we got? We need a yellow. I've got the Coastal Cabana there, and we need a bit of a pink one. Let's see, what's this one? We've got that one. So, maybe that one, Strawberry Slush. So I've just grabbed a couple of different ones here. I like this one because it's a little bit furry. And I know it's a bit lighter of a pink, but that's okay. And then I grabbed this one. This is Darling Duckling. So I think that they'll look quite nice together. What do you think? Do you think the feather stamp? Oh, yes, the feather stamp. I remember that too. Flower Patch. Yep, that's an old one as well. Petrol Pump. Oh, I don't know if I've seen that one, Maura. But yes, it's quite good to go back and have a look at our stamps over the time and the years and what we've collected. So I kind of think I'm liking those 3 ribbons. So let's use that. Right, now what we're going to do is I'm going to glue that to the front here of my designer series paper. So this is an old designer series paper as well. As I said, it was just part of a kit that I found. So we're going to lay that across there like that. So we've got triangles in the back, triangles in the front. I'm going to trim this off here. Like so. And like I said, any recurring pattern would be okay to do this with. I'm just going to trim all of that down a little bit more. So now we've got that there like so. And then I'm going to pop some tear and tape on the back here. So very easy card to replicate if you wanted to do that at home with just some triangle shapes. And even if you've got the punch and you don't have a stamp set, you could do the same thing with that, with just, you know, a punch as well. Alright, so we're going to pull this apart here. I'm going to wrap all 3 of these around. Actually, you know what? Let's just do, yeah, I'm going to wrap, I liked all 3. Who liked all 3? I liked all 3 colours. So I'm going to go like this, attach that on that side, and then I'm going to come across here like that. And attach these to the back here. Now I always like to smoosh in, that's a technical word, smoosh in my ribbon with tear and tape, and then that way I know it's not going to come off when I've got it on the card front. I'm going to grab some of these like this, a little bit more. And then I'm going to tuck that under here. And I'm just going to tie a knot. Because I don't think I'm going to be good with bows this morning with my thumbs. Because I'm all thumbs. Literally all thumbs this morning. See? It's not even going to work for a knot. Not even going to work. Not working. Alright, trim that off, and I think even just using these bright colours, the pink and the yellow and the Coastal Cabana, doesn't it make you happy? Look at that, how cool's that? Megan, that sounds like me. We're all friends, that's right, we're all friends. Okay, let's all be honest now. How much stuff do we actually have? I've got lots. If you know me and you've been to the studio, you know I've got lots. Alright, so then we need a bit of a sentiment on that. So we're going to use that there. And then let's grab the Hooray for You Today. I think that's a pretty cool sentiment to use. I'm actually quite sad that these don't stick with the stickers on. But anyway. Here's what it is. Alright, so I think I'm going to stamp that down. I kind of like this Coastal Cabana. It makes it look nice and bright. So we're going to stamp that down. Hooray for today. And you'll see I'm using my little stampy tool because it goes well with the red rubber as well. So, and then, actually, you know what? I just had a thought. So I've got this hot little box on my desk, right? And in this, I have all of the bits that come out of kits that don't, like, so you know how we get the kits and they've got English and, you know, all the other languages as well and all the different sayings that I might stamp or what have you. I have these in this hot little box here that sits on my desk. See, and look at that. Like these are, because you've got the other language on the back that you don't use, right? So if I look at that, that's going to fit nicely on that, and I think that shape will go really well with that. So these were, as I said, all from the kits that had all the different language. This was from, I think, the circus kit, if you remember that. So I'm trying to go through my stash and use what we've got in my circus stash. See, in my circus stash. It feels like a circus stash at times, I can tell you. See, and these were all in a different language as well. But we can flip them over and I could like use them on the other side as well. So lots of different things. So don't throw those out, especially if we've got white sentiments, because you can flip them over and stamp on that side. So I think I'm going to use that one there. Let's see if we can stamp that again and fit it onto that there. I reckon it's going to fit. Let's see. No harm in trying, is it? Look at that. See? And we've got that beautiful shape ready to go. I'm going to put a bit of pink around the edge of it. So let me grab my Melon Mambo blending brush. Gave it to my mum to try. She didn't, but I found a snail. We're going to put a bit of pink around the end of this with some Melon Mambo. Just with our blending brush here. Like so. So like always, I'm encouraging you to use what you have in your stash. I think I'm going to pop that up there, like that. Use what you have in your stash as well, and add it to the new. We're always, you know, looking at all the new shiny stuff, and then the other stuff in our cupboards going, but what about me? It isn't fair. That wants to be used too. I think I'm going to take that one off there. I want to go... I'm going to have to move me ribbon. I'm going to have to move me knot, but that's alright. We'll put this down. Like so. Do that. And it twist me knot. So I want that to go like that. And then I'm going to go and mount that like that. There. Put a little bit of a dimensional under here. Like that. Twist me knot a bit more like that. There we go. What do we reckon? Bit special, I think. I'd be happy to get that in the mail. Would you be happy to get that in the mail? I think I would. Alright. Bit of glue on the back of that. And then I'm just going to peel these off. Now I always peel these pieces off because they are not sticky, but we want everything on the back there to be sticky. So it's if you leave them on, there's a potential that your card can lift off because those bits aren't sticky. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Alright. Now, let me just grab, because, you know, I've been cleaning stuff, like, you know, been cleaning, lots of cleaning. And I thought, I had. Anyway, I found these little hearts on my desk. Thought these would look quite nice on here. I did have some sparkly bits. I don't know what I've done with those. I was cleaning too well, obviously. Put a couple of little hearts on here. One. I don't even know what these ones are from, but we'll put them on. Use what we have, hey? So there we go. What do you reckon? I think that that is quite spectacular. Very bright, very sunny for a wintry day. And we're using stuff that we have in our stash. And we're using the stamp sets that, yes, they might be retired, but we can make this design work. So long as you've got a layout that you're looking for, you can make any design work. So, and any stamp set will work with this design as well. So there you go. What do you think? Do you like it? Yay, nay? Would you have a crack at it? If you've got the punch, does anybody have this punch in their stash? Let me flip you around. Does anybody have that punch in their stash, or is it just me who's kept it for so long? So yeah, very, very simple, you know, pattern over the middle here, and you could just have white cardstock in the background. So I'll show you another one that I did using the new paper. I can't remember what the name is, but this is another one that I did just using the paper and a simple white background with the stamp set. So a very easy card to create, and you just keep punching those holes. So they're triangles. All right, guys. Well, that's it from me this week. So I hope you have, gotten something out of that, and you're going to attempt one of those layouts with a bit of going across the side. I'm glad you all like the card. And don't forget, it's free shipping. So if you need anything or want anything, please let me know. If you need anything from New Zealand, you can speak to my New Zealand friend Fiona Carson. I'm sure she would love to place her order over there. And if you need something from my American friends, you can go and see the lovely Brenda Sellers from Knoxville in Tennessee. However, it is free shipping all day today, but it finishes at midnight tonight. So make sure you jump on and grab those orders, especially your cardstock, because it's heavy and you want to get that shipped for free if you can. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I'm off to do some painting and get my hands even more dirtier than they already are. And I will see you on Wednesday night for Wing It Wednesday. We'll see how the craft room looks. Might even give you a bit of a tour, but we'll see. It might not be finished. It won't be finished. I can tell you that now. I've only got today to work on it. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.